Ticket Machine is the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. No matter what you need a ticket for, border to border, coast to coast, the Ticket Machine is your ticket source. So whether you need to get into the hottest concerts, the best sporting events, you want the best seats in the house, or you just want to get in the door, when you want to go to any event that requires a ticket, anywhere, border to border, coast to coast, it's always theticketmachine.com. Theticketmachine.com, 517-655-3201. Check it out today at theticketmachine.com.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Spartan Nation Radio here at our Okemos Ticket Machine studios. Remember, when you need tickets to any event, border to border, coast to coast, it's theticketmachine.com, 888-887-4411, 517-655-3201, theticketmachine.com. You can get pro tickets, college tickets, concerts, plays, whatever it is. If you want the best seats in the house, hey, maybe you're dating a woman you don't deserve and you want to impress her, or you just want to go with the boys and get in the building, theticketmachine.com. So excited to have back on the show. He's been on several times, but I've never had him for a full hour. My buddy, the terrific MSU athletic director, the man, the legend, the way of life, the great Greg Ianni. Greg, how are you, bud?
Good, Hondo.
It's so good to see you.
Good to be here.
It's good to be with you. You know I generally love you and your family. You guys are not people I cover. You're my friends. Been to your children's weddings, and I love you. Those of us that knew you were not surprised, the retirement announcement. But for you, even though you knew it was coming, when you type that letter and you turn it in, because you've been here so long, there has to be, obviously, you have grandbabies now and you get to go spend more time with your lovely wife, but there also has to be a sad part, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is sad. It was, as you know, Jamie and I have been planning this a long time, for a couple of years. Well, you can talk about something, but then when it's time to, double down on it and pull the trigger, now it's real. Now it's real, and I think that sense of reality came over me, when I did it, and I've got so many great memories here. Mm-hmm. I've met so many wonderful, wonderful people, and the experiences have just been amazing. And all those things bubble up, and you think about them, but you also know that that it's time to take the next step, do whatever the next challenge is in life, and so we're excited about that. And but to say I won't miss it would be a lie. I there are certain things I will miss very, very much.
Okay, the day I read the letter, I'm going to tell you what went through my mind. I could see you crying and Jamie shouting joy.
You know what? She said the day before it was going to be announced. It was a Monday night, and she had just had her volleyball banquet at Okemos. She came home, and I was watching Monday Night Football, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just wondering, geez, do I want to do this? I want to go through with it. So she sat down, and I said, do I really want to go through with this? She goes, well, she said, you got a choice. She said, you have to ask yourself, do you like living in the house you're living in? Because if you don't do what we talked about doing, you can find another place to live. I said, okay, I got it. So, yeah, you know what? She's retiring here soon too, Hondo. So it's this, as you know, you're very close with so many people in this business that it's a hard business on families.
It is.
And
even from the media standpoint.
Yes, correct. When you're covering games, it's just all the things you're doing and the hours you put in, and there is a sacrifice there, and there've been a lot of times when I wasn't home when I was supposed to be home. I was on the road, or we weren't home for holidays because we were at a bowl game, which, to the general public that sounds great, but you know what? When you can't spend your time with your parents, or your children can't spend time with their grandparents, you sacrifice some things. So I think it's my family has waited long enough. They've given me ample opportunity to do what I do, and I think Jamie has some plans for us, and it's we're gonna do her plans instead of my plans.
I want to talk to you about a lot today. Before I let you go, we're going to talk about your greatest memories, your greatest achievements as an AD. We're going to talk about a lot. The direction of college sports. We're going to get into a lot. But I want this first segment to be about you guys because I love the Ianni family. I have said oftentimes, people who don't know Jamie don't know you. People that see Greg, he's the big guy, he's in command, you're respected. But until you know Jamie, you don't know you because she holds your heart in her hand. I have never met a man who worships his wife like you do. It is the most beautiful love story I've ever seen. What is it about Jamie? Because, man, I want the people to understand. Because I don't think she's gotten anywhere near the credit she deserves.
Mm-hmm. Well, she is, first of all, Hano, she's the most talented individual I know. Mm-hmm. She's bright, extremely intelligent, has an unbelievable heart, was a not a good athlete, but a great athlete. And she's a wonderful teacher. And she just cares so much. She just cares so much about everybody. And
she's never met a stranger.
No, she really hasn't. She makes you feel, when you meet her for the first time, you feel like you've known her forever. Mm-hmm. And,
I generally just really love her.
Yeah, she just cares. She cares so much, and so she has great perspective. And her priorities are her family, and her family.
Yep.
Those are her priorities.
And Allison, your daughter, is almost her twin. I mean, they are such the same person. It's eerily scary. I've seen sisters who are like that, but like Jamie was able to be Allison's mom and be her best friend. I don't know how I love my son. You know my relationship with Duffy. I don't have the ability to be dad and best friend with him. I'm not as good of a father. I don't know how that's done. To me, the dynamic of those two, Allison's just a younger Jamie. She's Jamie 2.0. I mean, am I wrong there?
No, you're right. They're very close. And
but they're almost the exact same.
They are. Allison is very much like her mother. Very much like her mother, and it's cool. It's neat to see.
I love it.
It's an interesting story that. It's when Anthony was probably in his sophomore year, right after he transferred here to Michigan State. So I said to Jamie, I said, you know what, Anthony will be done with school in 3 years, and maybe why don't we look for an AD job down south someplace, maybe a smaller school. And we'll go down there, work 4 or 5 years, and retire. She says, you know what, that's a great idea, Greg. She goes, and I might even come visit you. So, I mean, she wasn't going to go far from her family.
No.
And especially Allison. Allison always told her mother that when she grew up and had her own family, she wanted to live right next door to her mom.
And then Anthony, who's your hero.
It's my man.
And the thing I'll never forget about Anthony, I'll never forget this as long as I live, is him saying to me, when they told me I was autistic and they told me all these things I wasn't going to be able to do, my dad walks in and says, don't you listen to them sons of bitches. And he just refused to let me be special. And he goes, my dad would demand it, and my mom would help me get it. And he goes,
yeah.
I mean, you have to be so proud. This is a kid that they told you maybe end up in a home, or now he's happily married with children. If you didn't know that he'd been diagnosed with autistic, you would not believe it. It's phenomenal, his story. Your thoughts? Tell them about your hero.
Well, yeah, I've had two heroes in my life, and we've talked about this. One was my father.
Yep.
And the other's Anthony. And it's, I tell you what, Hondo, if the world was filled with Anthony Iannis, it'd be a much, much better place.
Yep.
He's, if you know Anthony now, to see Anthony now, and a lot of your listeners know Anthony, have seen him, talked to him, have seen what he's done. You know, they go online and see kids he's talked to, the lives he's impacting now. But if you could have seen Anthony when he was 3 or 4, when we got the diagnosis, and the strain it put on, particularly Jamie, because at the time there was a diagnosis for autism, but nobody knew how to manage it. No one knew how to help the kids who had it. Mm-hmm. And so we were flying blind. And to see where he was at then and where he's at now, defies description.
Very quickly, then we got to get to a commercial break, but I've had a couple people ask me, is there any chance you and Jamie will write a book about raising an autistic child?
Jamie wants to write a book, yeah.
Okay, good. More from the Ticket Machine when we come back. Don't go anywhere. Remember, you need tickets to any event, border to border, coast to coast, theticketmachine.com.
When you need tickets to any event, border to border, coast to coast, or around the world, there's only one source for your tickets. It's theticketmachine.com, the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. You can reach them at 517-655-3201 or 888-887-4411. When you need tickets to any event, whether it's just to get in the door or you want the best seats in the house, go to www.theticketmachine.com, the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Okemos Ticket Machine studios for Spartan Nation Radio. Remember, you need tickets to any event, border to border, coast to coast, theticketmachine.com, theticketmachine.com, 888-887-4411, 517-655-3201, theticketmachine.com. Whether it's Spartan football, basketball, hockey, anywhere in the Big Ten, college football playoffs, college basketball, pro hockey, pro football, doesn't matter. They got them all. Concerts, plays, theticketmachine.com, 888-887-4411. Here with Greg Ianni, the great Michigan State athletic director. Now I want to talk about your career. When you look back, you've built buildings, you've been involved in so much. What are those mountaintop memories that you have?
Well, two of them are personal / professional. With my children, the first time they ran out onto the floor, volleyball and basketball respectively, in Michigan State uniforms, doesn't get any better than that. Mm-hmm. Doesn't get any better than that. And Anthony didn't play much, but his sister played a lot. His sister was a great volleyball player.
Superstar.
Yeah, should have been here for 4 years, but that's neither here nor there. But and then Anthony graduating from Michigan State was, and the first guy he saw after he graduated to the end of that stage was his basketball coach, Tom Izzo. I mean, that's stuff you never forget. Professionally, I mean, the two mountains we climbed, the national championship basketball, 2000, and then the Rose Bowl. Walking the field after the Rose Bowl game with Jamie. Stadium was empty, and we just walked the field. That's pretty special.
I want to go back. I don't even know if you'll remember this. It had to be 12 years ago when you were building Scandalaris Building. Was that 12 years ago?
Yeah, but
I was the first media member to get into an interview tour with you. Do you remember?
I do remember that.
Okay. And I remember you saying to me, you know, we got all these tubes and all this stuff here for stuff that's going to be invented in the future. You never know. They may have internet in every room. And I remember thinking to myself, they're not going to have internet in every room. Now, there's Wi-Fi in every room.
Yep.
But you built this building with all this extra space. Remember that? Remember you telling me?
Yep.
I got it on video. Oh, we've got all this extra space. This thing will be here for 100 years. If I'd have told you a dozen years later you're going to be redoing it, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Though, how did you have that eye to see the future like that?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a gift. When I look at facilities and I know how I want them done. Mm-hmm. We get good consultants, but you always have to plan for the future. I don't know. It's just a gift I have, I guess. Just the way I looked at things and the way we design things and plan things. I'm really proud, Hondo, of the buildings we've built here and the facilities we've built. I think they fit in with what the campus is, who we are. I don't believe in building some of the facilities that are being built around the country. I don't know if you've seen pictures of the Clemson football building with the bowling alleys and the basketball court and the putt-putt golf and the slide down from the coach's offices to the lock. I took those pictures and I went into Coach D'Antonio one day and I threw him on his desk. I said, Mark, if you ask me to build something like this, I said, I'm quitting. I said, this is ridiculous. And so...
What did he say?
What'd he say? He goes, yeah, you're right. He agreed. He agreed. And so the things we've done, facilities are tools. They're tools. They're tools for our coaches. Right. They're tools for our fans. They're tools for our student athletes. And you want to give them good tools. And we've given our programs good tools to work with. And they fit within the context of the institution. There's nothing there that doesn't fit. Now, we pushed the boundaries a few times. With the design of the Scandalaris Center, that building, there was nothing like that on campus. Nothing. And we pushed the envelope.
And now, you look back, that didn't push the envelope at all.
No, not the way things are now. But at the time,
But now we got that huge eyesore museum. And I'm saying that, not you. So now the Scandalaris looks like it's belonged. The museum looks like a spaceship landed.
Yeah. And the fun thing about Scandalaris was that we were in design on that when Mark was hired. Mm-hmm. And so we had some designs that I just said, these are just too plain. These. So I went back to the architect and said, listen, we just hired a new coach. I said, I've got to give him. I said, we have nothing right now. Our program is rock bottom here. Okay, I got to give him something that recruits young people can latch onto. So when they come here and walk through the door, spend a weekend and then leave, they're going to remember this building. They're going to remember it's so cool. They're going to think, wow, that building was really cool. It was really cool. So we could hang on to something, to give him something to get him started. And to represent the new Michigan State, the new head football coach. So the architectural firm went back. They said, okay. They took their firm and they broke the firm up into 3 teams. And they had a competition within the firm to design the building. So they brought me the 3 examples of what they designed. And they were all really, really cool. And we settled on the one we've got. And so as we went through it, Mark would stop. The company is IDS out of Troy, the architectural firm. And so we would plan these design meetings around his recruiting. And you remember Mike Vollmer, mm-hmm. Great guy, did a wonderful job here at Michigan State. And Mike would meet him on the road, bring him to the architect's office, and we'd have our design meeting, and then off he'd go, recruiting again. And that was so cool. The things in that building, the way Coach D designed it, helped us design it. the most important part of that building, and you know this, is that meeting space.
Yes.
Most important. And so we sat down with the architect. He said, look, my world's about time. He said, I can't waste a minute of time. He said, I only have these kids for so long.
Because of NCAA rules.
NCAA rules, huh? I can only be with them for so long. So I need a room to maximize time efficiency. So you've been in that meeting room, and I hope I described this well so your listeners can kind of see this in their minds. That it's a big room that seats the whole team. And on one side he sits the offense, and the other side he sits the defense. And he always starts the day with that meeting. And then the coordinators take over. So when Coach D'Antonio's done talking to him, we have this wall that actually comes down from the ceiling. Comes down, divides the two rooms. Kids don't have to move. Coordinators jump in and do their thing. Around the room are the position rooms for each position group. So boom, they break into those rooms. Takes them a matter of seconds to break into those rooms. Then they have to get to the practice field. They have to go back through the locker room. They get the rest of their gear on and out on the practice field. They don't lose any time. That was Coach D's idea. You know, we had, in fact, if you look at the University of Iowa's new football building, they visited our place 4 times when they were designing theirs. You'll see that same wall that folds out of the ceiling, that same setup in their meeting room that we've got here. That Coach Ferentz was so impressed with that. And that's, that's the greatest form of flattery, when somebody copies what you're doing. So.
And when it's in Iowa that you respect, that makes it even
absolutely
better. All right, more from the Okemos Ticket Machine Studios with Coach Greg Ianni, of course, from the athletic department. Brian Posey will be here and more on Spartan Nation Radio. We'll be right back.
When you need tickets to any event, border to border, coast to coast, or around the world, there's only one source for your tickets. It's theticketmachine.com, the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation. You can reach them at 517-655-3201 or 888-887-4411. When you need tickets to any event, whether it's just to get in the door or you want the best seats in the house, go to www.theticketmachine.com, the official ticket broker of Spartan Nation.
Welcome back, Spartan Nation Radio, here at our Okemos Ticket Machine Studios. Remember, you need tickets, any event, border to border, coast to coast. It doesn't matter if it's pro football, college football, pro basketball, college basketball, pro hockey, college hockey. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a great Broadway play, maybe it's a great concert, I don't care what it is, go to theticketmachine.com, 888-887-4411, 517-655-3201. I want to give a big shout out to Heather from Cadillac, or maybe it was Manton. I think it was Manton, who recently got some tickets to Something the Disco. Panic at the Disco. She emailed me and said, I'm a longtime Spartan Nation person. I called them and got tickets to, what is it, Something at the Disco?
Panic at the Disco.
Panic at the Disco. I don't even know what kind of play that is, but it must be a good play.
It's a concert.
Oh, it's a concert. Okay. But anyways, thank you, Heather. I love to hear from you guys when you get your tickets. And remember, all you do is go to theticketmachine.com, 888-887-4411, 517-655-3201, or theticketmachine.com. Of course, joined by Greg Ianni. Greg, now we're going to talk about the world of college sports because it's something you and I share a passion for. I am worried about college sports. It is headed on a trajectory that it cannot sustain. It cannot be sustained anymore. And I'm trying to be the guy that I'm thinking about college basketball and football and sports for my grandchildren. It's always going to be here during my lifetime. It's going to change, but it's going to be here during my lifetime. I'm 47. I want to explain what I mean. A couple years ago, I broke the story, and everyone called me a liar when Hollis told me this is the first year we're going to get more money from TV than tickets. Mm-hmm. And I remember writing that, and people started calling Hollis. He quoted you. He made this quote up. And he's like, no, he didn't make the quote up. I gave him the quote. Everything is geared towards TV now. It doesn't matter if there's 4,000 commercials because most people are watching on an 80-inch flat screen, which is fine. I'm not in any way criticizing those people.
Correct.
Okay? Mm-hmm. I don't think we need to build stadiums as big as we build them anymore. because, quite frankly, more people are not wanting to go. I mean, I think you see it at Duke, where they're having trouble getting students to show up in the Cameron Crazies, and that's a tiny building. That's not like the Breslin. But I think it's changing because of money. I'm going to give you a classic example. I remember the athletic director at Michigan State, when Muddy Waters was the coach, calling my dad, "Well, Bobby, we need you to buy a couple of hundred more season tickets just so we can keep our numbers." Okay. And he bought them. Gave them away. And then a few years later, when they told him that you're now going to pay a personal seat license for those tickets, he told them to cram their tickets. I'm not buying a personal seat license when I'm the one who would buy a couple extra hundred just to sustain you through the Muddy Waters era. I'm not mad at TV. I'm not mad when you guys have to reseat the Breslin Center or the Spartan Stadium because bigger donors who give more want better seats. I'm not mad at anybody. It's the world we live in. But it's not sustainable because here's why. When times are bleak, and right now you have Tom Izzo and Mark D'Antonio, two of the greatest coaches in any sport to ever coach at Michigan State. They're not always going to be here. Eventually the teams are not going to win at the level that people are used to. And then all of a sudden the people who've donated all the big money, got all the great seats, are going to back out. Then you got to hope those other people come back and fill in. I'm not blaming the university. It's like I said to Hollis. I said this exact thing to Hollis on the radio show a couple years ago. I said, I don't blame you. People want you to pay D'Antonio to keep him here. They want you to pay Izzo to keep him here and not go to the Cleveland. So they understand it. But it's a machine that's eating itself, college sports. You mentioned earlier the Clemson building. It's become such an arms race that at some point it's going to implode. Am I being too fearful or am I telling the truth?
Oh, you're telling the truth. Yeah, we've had this conversation before, and
okay, but it's always been private, and I wasn't going to tell them about our private.
And that's one of the big concerns. And Mark and I had this. Mark Hollis and I had this conversation many times. We're both very fearful about where college athletics is going, and you know, Hondo, the money is has changed everything. But there's only a certain number of programs that can drive the dollars they're driving now sustainably. Maybe 20, 24 programs. We're not one of those 24 programs. In fact, there's maybe 2.5 programs in the conference that can do that, could drive that money. Michigan, Ohio State, and I think Penn State. Not sure, but I think Penn State. Other than that,
I think Nebraska.
Probably because they're very unique.
Yeah.
You know,
just because they have no pro teams.
No pro teams. They're not. Yeah, that's right. So maybe Nebraska, but there's some other programs that you would think are very strong. The Wisconsins, the Iowas, the Michigan States. You know, it's going to get more and more and more difficult. And the reason we've had to go to these things like seat premiums and seating people relative to their what they give is to drive those dollars, because we don't have big stadiums, we don't have the alumni bases, we don't have the kinds of programs at Michigan State that some of the other schools do. All right, we have a medical school, but we don't crank out the kind of doctors. Our doctors are different than the doctors that Michigan cranks out. Their lawyers are different than the lawyers we crank out. They have a school of architecture, school of dentistry. Those are high-paying jobs when those folks leave that institution. Mm-hmm. We've got the best. We produce the best teachers in the country. You and I'm married to a teacher.
Me too.
You too. You know what teachers get paid.
Yep.
Okay? They're very necessary in our society, but we know what they get paid. So we're just a different kind of institution, and so we have to get more creative on how we drive dollars. The TV thing has thrown things out of whack. What the TV thing has done. Mark and I used to laugh. You know how hard we work during bowl season.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we being everybody.
Right.
To move a team, families to another site over a holiday is a logistics challenge. And we pull it off because we've got good people. But Mark used to say, it wouldn't be bad to be Purdue. We'd laugh. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, they're not going to a bowl game, but they're getting the same money we are. And they are. Because the way the Big Ten works, all that money goes into a pool. And it's siphoned off 15 ways. 14 to the schools and 1 to run the conference office. We all get the same. Whether you go to a bowl game, you go to the NCAA tournament, it don't matter. We're all getting the same.
Yep.
So what's happened is that TV money has buoyed budgets. That's why Maryland's in our league. We bailed them out. Mm-hmm. They were in a financial crisis there. We bailed them out. Coming to the Big Ten was their life.
Get out of jail card.
It was. So when that, and I don't believe the TV money is going to continue. I don't think
it can.
There's an infinite supply of television money, because first of all, how people access athletic events is going to change from a technology standpoint. I don't understand it all, but there's all these different ways to get this stuff now, and it's going to change. It's going to change a lot. The other thing that's changed is and Brian understands this better than anybody. It's his business. It's how people get tickets. Okay, you don't need to buy season tickets, and the younger generation understands that. You want to go to a game, you come to Brian. You go to any game you want to.
Let me give you an example, okay? Brian and I have talked about this on the show. I've said it on the show. Don't buy season tickets. This week at Rutgers, okay? I'm not asking you to comment on my first part. I'm just giving my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not speaking for you. I've never seen the fans, especially the large donor base, as frustrated as they are with the football program. So you have Rutgers, which is a bye week. After Thanksgiving, bad weather, and you're not playing for the expectations you came into the season with. Mm-hmm. I think D'Antonio, he has admitted that. They're not playing for that. Okay? I'm hoping for 30,000. I think we'll hit 30. Now, people don't understand, the announcement's going to be 70-some thousand because that's how many tickets were sold.
Correct.
And that's a fair announcement. Today's paid attendance is this. I'm hoping for 30,000. But I've always said to people, why do you want to buy Central if you don't want Utah State, you don't want Maryland, Rutgers? Save all that money, spend half on the tickets to Michigan and Ohio State, get great seats, and then you don't need the other ones. It's changed, hasn't it?
It has changed. It has changed. And there's no such thing as a sellout anymore. Because you can get a ticket for any event, any place, any time, if you're willing to pay the money for it. I mean, so it's the day before Thanksgiving. If you want to go to Columbus to see Michigan, Ohio State, I'll bet you call Brian, and he'll get you a ticket.
Yep.
He'll get you a ticket there.
Yep.
Okay? That's going to cost you. Understand. Time, it's a short period of time, before, but he can get you in there. So you can get, and the other thing is what people do with their tickets when they are season ticket holders. Okay? They put them on sale on StubHub. The secondary market has changed how people approach ticket buying, and the younger generation, the ones who really understand how to use their phones, how to use apps, who it's just second nature, that's changing how we do business, okay? Totally changing how we do business. So you're right, we don't need At Michigan State, we don't need a 75,000 seat stadium. We need about a 65,000 seat stadium or 60,000 seat stadium. We need to fix the stadium so it's comfortable when people get there, so you can easily get the restrooms, or widen the aisles. All those things we have in our master plan, to make it a comfortable experience for people. All right? That's all. That plan is there for the people that come after me. It's there.
It's your plan.
It's there. Okay? It's there. But we don't need 75,000 seats. Okay? I'll tell you right now, in Ann Arbor, okay, they say they got 111,000 seats. No. They may get 111,000 in there occasionally. But that's not the case. It's not the case. So this whole thing is what it's being supported on. It just can't sustain itself. And so what's going to happen? You'll see. We'll start. Not we be Michigan State, but a lot of programs will start plucking sports. They'll start dropping sports. That doesn't solve the problem.
No, but I do think between you and I and a fence post, I think Michigan State has too many sports. It has too many, and I could say this because he's not there anymore. And my agreement with him was, as long as he was athletic director, not to say it. Mark Hollis wanted to cut sports. That's not fair. I don't think Mark Hollis wanted to. Mark Hollis felt we need to.
Yeah.
I think that's a better way of saying it. He is the one, the only, the great Greg Ianni. My buddy, my friend. I love him dearly. Michigan State loses a treasure. But as a reporter that covers Michigan State and cares about it, that bothers me. But as his friend, I am so happy for you. I am. And I don't want to be selfish, but it's a tough one for me. I love you, Greg. And I love your family.
Appreciate it, Hondo.
Thanks, buddy. Greg Ianni. Brian Posey up next.
SMD Law is the official law firm of Spartan Nation, serving the entire state of Michigan from the Upper Peninsula to the Lower Peninsula, with offices in East and West Michigan. They're your full-service attorney firm, whether it's elder law, whether it's criminal law, civil law, just a letter to an annoying neighbor. If it requires an attorney for you, it's SMD Law. Find them on the internet at smdalaw.com. Call them 866-529-3537 or 586-264-3756. Call first, then you act.